All right, three things to wrap up the ICE lab. And the first is the data table. Then we'll discuss graphing, I should say, and then your conclusion. You guys are very fortunate. Mr. Fuzak thought it would be much better for us to provide you with the data table, and I suggested that you guys create your own. So you can thank him when you see him. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be performing 3 trials, and every time you complete a trial, you're going to record the melt time. What you're going to have to figure out is cup number 1, is that the salt cup, or is that just the H2O cup with no salt? And then obviously cup 2 will be whichever one cup number 1 already is. So cup number 2, so if you choose cup 1 to be salt, cup 2 will be the one without salt, or vice versa. But you're going to have to make that decision, and you'll have to include that in your procedures. Hint, hint, hint. Okay, when you're all done, we're going to ask for you to calculate the average melt time. The reason why we're going to ask for you to calculate the average melt time for each of these trials is it's going to give another option for you when you get to the point where you're ready to graph. So once you have your data collected in your data table, you're going to use that information to create your graph. I might suggest to all of you that you check through your notes about how to create a graph for assistance when creating the graph. Remember, there are 5 key things that you must include when creating a graph. Don't forget any of those. And if you need some help, you're more than welcome to ask. We'll kind of point you in the right direction without basically doing it for you. Once you have your data collected, once you've created your graph, then comes the last and final piece, which is the conclusion. You and or your partner will come up with your conclusion, and within your conclusion, you definitely, again, want to pay attention to your notes about what you need to include and what you need to discuss within the conclusion. So, again, take some time, look back at your notes about the things that you must include when writing your conclusion, because that's a huge piece that both Mr. Fuzak and I are going to be looking for while reading. Did you actually follow those steps and include those pieces? So, that's it. There's your ICE lab for you. Might I suggest, just as a helpful hint for those of you that are going to be preparing this, your notes, how to create a graph, are going to be a very good piece for you to look at. And then also your notes on how to write a lab report. Those 2 pieces of information, and maybe even looking at your other labs, the Diet Coke and Mentos lab, as well as your softball, block of wood, and metal pipe lab, for your write-up and data collection, as well as your conclusion. Might be places to go. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask, but the time is yours. Time to go to work. Good luck. Let us know if you have any questions or need some help, all right?